Hey, what's up? And welcome to the Chop Shop. It's your boy, Big Game James, alongside of the musicologist A. Reed. We got the Buffalo J Stocks coming, and we got a very special guest, Mike Sedor from the Krewe NFC Round Table joining us today. Mike, thanks for coming on with us, man.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, a lot going on in the sports world right now. Don't even know where I really want to start, but we will go ahead and kick things off with Nikola Jokic is going to be back-to-back NBA MVP. What's y'all's thoughts on that, gentlemen?
Travesty.
Really?
Travesty.
Dude's averaging 27.1 points a game.
Oh, here we go with this. Stats. But you bounced in the first round.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but like Dirk.
You need a team.
Hometown, Dirk. Like Dirk said, he didn't even deserve it because they got bounced in the first round by Golden State, 4-2.
First and foremost, what is the MVP supposed to signify? Because excuse me, is it like just the MVP of the regular season?
Yes.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. It's the regular season MVP because they do a Finals MVP, so there's a differentiate. It's differentiated between your postseason play, I believe, and your regular season play. But is it Jokic's fault that Murray got hurt and missed this year, and Porter has the bad back still that resurfaced again from college? Is that really his fault, Jay Stocks?
Let me ask this one question. I'm going to fall back. Okay. That most valuable player, would you concede or would you agree that that's the person or the player that is the face or epitomizes what the best player is for your league? And I'm going to fall back.
I think that's a trick question.
It's not a trick question.
Because since the days of Shaq, when has a center been the face of the NBA recently? Not to take away, but it can't take away from the play he's had and what he's done in the league. What is his numbers don't lie, although you said we spitting stats, right?
I mean, Joel, he's a center. Some consider him the face of the league.
And he was in consideration in talks for MVP for a while.
But it's never won it.
So do you think that he got snubbed this year?
I'm just asking a question.
I'm just asking the question back.
Well, yes. And it's not so much a snub for him as it is, does Nikola Jokic to you exemplify the modern NBA player this season right now? Like, that's the face.
You take him off his team, what are they?
Still bounced in the first round.
They don't even make the playoffs without him.
Right. So what you're saying, though, he's the face of the Nuggets, but not the face of the NBA?
I'm just asking a question.
The face of the NBA is LeBron James. Regardless of who's playing or who's best in the league right now, it's LeBron James.
So should that have been the MVP?
No, his play didn't warrant him being the MVP. The face of the league doesn't warrant you being the MVP.
Okay.
Although it may not be the second.
I mean, he could be prom king.
World.
But prom king. I wouldn't consider LeBron this year as I don't think he's the face of the league any longer, personally.
Yeah, I think that's going down here. I think the MVP is supposed to signify the one person that makes the most difference on their squad, during the regular season. The one person that takes their team, I guess, to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? When it comes, you can say that for Jokic. You can say that for Embiid. You can say that for a number of guys in the league. You can say that for John Morant. I mean, it's a number of guys that you can say that. So it makes me wonder, what are the actual criteria that they are saying? I mean, for the longest time, they wanted to give it to James Harden back in the day. You know what I'm saying? For everything that he was doing. So I'm just saying, what is the actual criteria? Because I don't think it's necessarily popularity anymore. But I mean, when you look at how the Nuggets get bounced in the first round, but you still got Philly that Embiid actually helped them boys be number one seed.
And before the eye and the concussion, this might have been one of the first times that Embiid, this is probably the longest run he's had in the season without having to load manage and everything else. I know we talked about it on other shows and on Big Game Sports Buzz that, you know, Embiid may really need to be considered the MVP this year, but for some reason, hey.
Where does Butler sit?
Jimmy Butler?
The one in the same. Because without him, where is Miami?
But Duncan Robinson and Bam Adebayo had a decent year, right?
Stop it. Stop it. You know what? Take me off. When you start saying stuff like that, take me off. You serious?
I just asked a question, dog. I didn't say I was right. I just asked a question.
Bam Adebayo, that's the comeback to that? No.
And what about Morant?
And I said Morant. I definitely think Morant.
We're going to find out here now real quick, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. And I think that
supposedly he's not coming back.
Yeah, I would say they just announced today that he more than likely, even if they were to come back and win this Golden State series, he's more than likely done for the rest of the playoffs.
Right.
With this bone bruise. And for it to be a bone bruise, I think it may be a little bit more significant than what they're saying, because a bone bruise doesn't typically take you out. I mean, it can, but so it might be a little bit more damage there than what they're letting us know right now.
Bone bruise, maybe some ligament, something, but yeah, you take him off that squad. So, and I think that's where the issue comes in with the MVP, especially for it being awarded right now. Like, I feel it should be awarded at the end of the season. And at the end of the season, you can make your determination, whether it's, you know, they made it to the playoffs or not. But you can take an account of every single player and what they do. And I think
that's why they have the MVP for the playoffs. Well, finals.
No,
MVP.
for the finals.
Right.
So if you don't like the finals, like Jokic, right? But you still are an MVP. Okay. I mean,
Hey, man, call Adam Silver and let him know how you really feel about the whole situation and the process.
Adam don't take my calls no more.
Yeah,
Adam don't take my calls no more.
he's on the same list as Serena.
Stop it. Why you put my business in the streets?
Nobody know what we're talking about. We're going to let that joke ride? No, they don't. We're going to let that joke ride out.
They can figure it out. We have smart people out there.
Oh, man.
I love you, Serena.
You know, that's just one of those things. And I believe there's always going to be an argument when it comes down to the MVP race, right? It's never going to be, I think, in unison and unanimous, like, oh, my God, yeah, that's the clear-cut favorite. Well, most situations. Someone's always going to have another pick that they go, nah, man, he should have got it instead of him. Don't you think? And it might be an argument for the most part. I think you can always make an argument. I was really surprised when it came out that Nikola Jokic was going to win the MVP again, back-to-back years.
Yeah.
Not because he's not a worthy player, but his body of work for his team wasn't that great to me. And then also, I believe that Ja getting the Grizzlies in the position that they're in, and then also Joel Embiid for the most part, like Ron said earlier in this comment, all of a sudden it looked like they were going to get swept. He came back, and they made a series out of it, right?
Yeah, I would have gave it to Embiid personally.
And I feel like Giannis didn't even get enough talk this year for MVP.
I think it's because they slipped so much this year. I think the dominance they showed over Phoenix was, well, look, you got your squad back. So, and I think also the emergence of Middleton may have not dimmed his star, but at least said, hey, you know what? You got a good player on your squad too. So, but I think the slip during the season, that might have been it. And he wasn't able to recover fast enough. Maybe he had some more time.
Okay.
But
All right.
I don't know. I just
Who would have even thought that Milwaukee would have won a championship? Like Milwaukee, man.
You don't like
The
Milwaukee?
Bucks.
You don't like the?
I mean, come on.
It just don't
The
seem
Bucks-
right. I feel
The Bucks were like the Cleveland Browns back in the day, bro.
You don't
let's
like
be
the
real.
deer? You don't like deers?
It's just, I mean,
You a Bambi
I'm
hater,
one of
bro?
I'm an underdog guy,
You a Bambi hater?
and I do love the fact I'm an underdog guy, and I do love the fact that
Don't hate
lesser known teams can rise to the occasion. That's cool. But
That's
who
small
would have
market.
thought the Buck? Yeah, just like the Bengals, Ron. Just like the Bengals. You see it back
Small
there.
market, yeah.
We heavy, baby. Let's go.
Bengals, Bucks. Come on.
All right. Well, hey, we're not gonna beat that we're not gonna beat that drum too long,
We're not gonna
man.
beat that dead book.
But good job, though. Good job, Mark.
Jokic got his MVP, man. Congrats to him. Did he deserve it? I don't know.
No.
Now, did anybody take interest in the Kentucky Derby last weekend?
Yes. I actually went to a Kentucky Derby party.
You went to a Kentucky Derby party?
I did.
I can see you. You look like a guy that'll put on a bow tie and drink a mint julep.
Now, Ron, come on now. I've been supporting you all this time, and here you go.
Okay. Hey, man, you know he just mad you beat his Raiders, A. Reed. That's what it came down to.
Oh, well.
We still talking about the Bengals? Why?
Hey, so anyway, before I finish that question, so the Kentucky Derby.
It was great.
Jay Styles went to a party.
Yes.
Hey, Mike, is that anything that you usually tune into?
I mean, I'm as redneck as they come, but there is no way I'm watching a horse run around the track. I'm sorry. You can give me as much alcohol as you want. I'm not making a day of sitting around watching a horse run around the track.
I did drink a lot, and it wasn't a mint julep. I can promise you that. It wasn't no mint juleps, my guy.
It was a White Claw.
Oh, no. Some Gentleman Jack mixed with some other stuff. I was like, what is that? So
did
like,
I really just hear White Claw come up in there? Hey,
that's
White Claw is going to be put on the same level as Booty Games, Jay Styles.
There you go.
Hey,
Are you drinking a White Claw?
You know what's funny? And I know
No, we don't play no booty games.
It's easy to get me off task in the chop shop real easy. But,
Real easy.
you know, I was in Vegas for New Year's, right? And we enjoying ourselves, having some, drinks. And
White Claw.
these young kids walk in, and they come up to the bar next to us, and I hear a guy go, "Hey, let me get 6 White Claws." And I was like, "Damn, he got a lot of girls with him." It's just what I thought, right? I turned around, it was like 4 dudes, 2 young ladies, White Clawing that shit to death. And I was like, this just ain't right. Like, I want to ask them if I could buy them a shot, because you just can't sit back and drink this White Claw and it'd be okay.
Maybe they just don't want to go hard like
it's like a hard seltzer, man.
White Claw is the new Zima, James.
They don't want to go all the way.
Zima was only cool when we stole it from the convenience store in high school. Did I say that out loud? Hey,
you did.
Statute of limitations.
There you go.
My kids aren't watching this, so we're good. Their daddy wasn't always an angel.
Wow.
So man, maybe they don't want to go all in like you, man. Like, Vegas, let's go. Maybe they just want to say, "Hey, Vegas, we're here."
Is that what I did? Is that what I did?
It's like walking over to a bar and grabbing some MD 2020. Come on.
Oh, no.
Hey,
If you grab an MD 2020, you don't like yourself. You don't like yourself. You hate yourself.
The next day you hate yourself.
Yeah.
No, at
You're
that
just
moment,
dumb. You're just dumb when you get it.
No, that third sip, you're like, what did I do? I messed up.
But see,
I messed
drinking
up.
the MD 2020 comes within stages, and at least
Please don't justify.
A White Claw is. I'm just saying, I can justify drinking MD 2020.
Both of them,
No, you can't.
Before I can justify drinking a White Claw.
Not at this level in stage of your life.
No, not this stage of my life, but I'm going back to that stage of my life when I could justify just a little bit.
Like when he was 12.
And listen, I was an avid fan of MD 2020. You know what I'm saying? From blue coconut all the way to grape, bro. I had all the bottles.
I like Wild Irish Rose.
See, look at you. See you calling yourself out. We know you in the streets then. We know that, man.
I was young, dude.
I'm just for the streets. I look at them.
Hey,
I look at the streets like, ooh.
Hey, Ron Lamb, quit telling my business, man. Anyway, but anyway, so Kentucky Derby. We all know Mike said he wouldn't watch it. Ain't enough liquor in the world to make him watch it. A couple of years ago,
stories.
Hey, that's an off-air story. That's comedy.
Wow.
Like, that's another one, Jay Stoggs, that'll have you fall all the way out. It's almost like the LA Gear story last week. Anyway, I've done a Kentucky Derby party before, and I did not think that I was going to really actually enjoy myself And I actually went to the racetrack there in Grand Prairie, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Know what you're talking about?
Yeah, so I
Lone
went to
Star, man.
Lone Star Park.
Sir.
So my wife had some friends who had a suite and stuff out there, and they invited us out.
There you go. Ooh.
I kind of start enjoying the Derby a little bit more, but just the fact that when I heard who won,
man,
y'all,
did you even know who that was?
No, Rich the horse's name is Rich Strike.
Rich Strike, bro.
80-1 underdog won the Derby, and I heard that the millionaire furniture Mattress Mac almost bet on him, and he put $1 million down, and the horse he bet on came in second place.
Ooh, so he still got paid,
but he put $1 million down on. He got something from it, but
he didn't get that.
He didn't get that one.
That 80-1.
Who in the world would have thought? Now, this and we're gonna be quick on this because at the end of the day, we really don't care. So now this horse, he gets an automatic entry into the Preakness, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there too much pressure going on to this underdog horse now that no one knew anything about?
No.
Or it's different? It's a horse. He doesn't know what pressure is.
Yeah, that's just what I was about to say. Like, we really putting pressure on
athlete?
Animals.
Would you consider the horse an athlete? I mean, that's just something that it does.
The horse runs, so he naturally does. So do you call the jockey? Is the jockey the athlete then?
There you go.
The jockey's got to train.
But all they doing is sitting on somebody.
Yeah, but they got to. I mean, that takes some strength.
They got to know how to hold that rein and.
Hey, it's an art form to be in a jockey.
I mean, you got to squeeze and kick, and I don't know.
So as a race car driver,
all of them is like
over 100. You can't be over 100 pounds to be a jockey. You know that, right?
Yeah, something like that.
You can't be over 100 pounds, and none of them are taller than I think like 4'7".
Yeah,
a 4'11" jockey's a giant.
The jockey that won had never raced a big race. He was from Ohio. He was from an amateur racetrack in Ohio.
Cincinnati. He was a Bengals fan. Yeah, all I'm saying is they got to win somewhere.
Hey, we can't call them midgets. They're little people.
Really, that's coming from a Dallas fan who hasn't won since VHS.
Oh, wow. Hey, you need to hit that set. You need to hit that gunfire button on that thing over there, Jay Styles.
It's closed. The soundboard is closed right now. Officially, it's officially closed right now.
Hey, you came out throwing bullets at my show. I just thought I'd throw a couple years.
Come on. I can take it.
Andy's still crying over UCF.
Hey, well,
Candy Andy, man. Wow. But yeah, that's just one of those things. An 80-1 underdog. I like an underdog story, but I'm kind of like y'all in the category of sports. The horse did his thing. Is it the jockey? So there's no pressure on the horse. We've already now, is the jockey under too much pressure to perform on a horse that had no business being in the top 5, let alone winning the whole thing at the Derby?
I don't think so with those kind of odds. I think though and I'm gonna bring this back and then we can go forward. But if you look from the overhead of the race and how he won, it's crazy. Like he was at the back of the pack and just basically
stayed on that inside rail. And he went out
and then went back in and then went back out again. Like
he passed 17 horses, right?
Yeah,
something like that. I mean,
it was something nuts, something crazy, real crazy.
Dude, I'm telling you that it was a great race. It was an absolute great race. Great race. But does there pressure? No, I don't think so.
Dead ass last almost.
I mean, and
he was
one. So,
all right, we're gonna move it from the track to the octagon. Not even the boxing ring yet, but to the octagon. And it was crazy because I was flipping the channel back and forth. My wife got confused. She said, when they started doing boxing and UFC in the same arena, I said, go back to sleep. I was like, I'm flipping the channel. It's not in the same arena.
Was that Serena? Matrix. Serena.
Yeah. Like, she probably kill me if she hear me say this and make fun of me. But
I hope she does.
So, the Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje fight. But even before that fight took place, just the controversy of the weigh-in. So my question to you guys is, a fight of this magnitude, a big event coming up, and this isn't the only sport that's ever happened in. Should there be more than one scale that the fighters use to make multiple weigh-ins at the same time to make sure a scale's not off.
Well, the problem for me is that, number one, the things the fighters have to do to make weight, right? And so when you have that weight beforehand, like it's 24 hours before the fight, whatever it is, 36, but it's usually 24 hours before the fight, and then you're trying to get all that you lost, the water weight, all that stuff. You're trying to just get your body back. I just think, look, it takes a toll on the body. If this becomes an issue, then yeah, you might need to rethink the classes or things like that. But I think it's more embarrassing for the guys themselves.
Okay. Mike, you got it.
Yeah, like I said before, I mean, it was like minuscule amount of weight, right? I mean, I really think it might have been a way to just put that belt in hiatus for a little bit and draw more pay-per-view to the car. I mean, draw more money to the pay-per-view coming up. It could have been a business move. I know it sounds stupid, but money's money.
No, you know what? When you said it at first, I was like, why would you? And think about it. If you already have all these champions in place and pretty much know how the pecking order goes, maybe it becomes less of an interest of your fan base. Now you create some controversy. The belt's out there in limbo. People who want to call out other people can now try to challenge for that belt, and all of a sudden you gain a little bit more interest and steam of putting certain fights together. So it makes a little bit of sense when you say it. Now, was it like that? And we don't know, but it makes for another good storyline of what's going on.
This is UFC, right?
Yep.
Who's in charge of UFC?
Dana White.
Dana.
Okay. So, I mean, we can stop right there and kind of start right there.
You feel some kind of way about Dana White, Jay?
All I'm saying is the dude courts. He wouldn't even say court. Like, he loves on controversy. Like, if it ain't controversial, he really doesn't want to deal with it. So
Don King. He's the white Don King. He's one of the best promoters in the game.
So my thing is, if you want a tournament or you want controversy, just take the belt. Say, hey, look, you know what? I don't think you should be champion. Boom, here you go. Cite your reasons or don't cite them. Do what you want to do. Whatever. It's your league. Go for it.
I still think he's robbing all them guys, though.
Oh, no doubt. No, I mean, just like Don King robbed folk, like you said. I mean,
they should be getting paid a lot more than 50,000 or 30,000.
Most big companies, it's not in their best interest to make you rich.
Yeah.
Right? It's in their best interest to keep as much money as they
can.
Give
them 100,000.
And we're seeing some fighters, some getting in trouble, but some staying out of the octagon because they're like, look, until you pay me the way I need to be paid, I'm not coming back to fight for you. Strip me of my belt, whatever it is. And, I think that's what's going on with Johnny Bones Jones.
Yeah. And I think they also are starting to feel, the PFL is starting to, make a real rise. And people are starting to watch that. So
is that the Premier Fight League? Is that what PFL is?
Professional Fight League.
Okay. I haven't watched a whole lot. I've seen it. I know what you're talking about. But at the same time, the only time they do pay is when they try to swoop in and get some of those big names out of those other leagues to lure them over. And then after a couple good fights, as soon as they lose, they start lowballing them again.
I mean, it's people. He's got guys on that roster that can bring a nice pay-per-view to the television. So, I mean, folks will tune in and watch it, but it just seems like you look at how boxing is able to put a fight out, 2 months, 3 months ahead of time and just have the anticipation coming up all the way to the day of the fight. UFC can do the same freaking thing, but I don't understand how those guys get paid significantly.
Yeah, but I know he froze. Something says
Reed had a gas face real quick. There he is. He back.
But I don't boxing.
Oh, I had the gas face.
Boxing has issue. But yeah, it's all of us. the boxing has an issue in that they can't have consistent great fights, in my opinion. Like you had the Canelo
no,
fight,
lately they've had some. Lately, there's been some good fights lately.
In the last 12 months, name 5 fights that were good.
God damn, 5.
Because there's only 2 right now, and I'll put it to you like this: name fights that does not have a Paul involved with it.
The Errol Spence fight
Ugas.
wasn't bad. Yeah, Spence fight was cool.
Okay.
That Canelo Bivol.
Canelo Bivol fight was
Okay.
good.
The last one, was it a year ago?
Oh, Tyson. Well,
Wait, what about
it wasn't. That
14?
Tyson Fury fight wasn't good. He whipped that dude's ass. I gotta put this up, y'all.
Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford's last fight? Wow.
No,
That's awesome.
I want Will Smith versus Chris and Tony Rock. Jada and Will versus Chris and Tony.
Nah, we can't put a woman in there, dog.
Ain't nobody watching
I bet you she can put some hands on some people.
I bet you
Yeah,
can do a lot of
Jane
things.
too is not gonna play. She ain't playing with you.
She can do a lot of things to people. That devil.
Yeah, she do a lot of things.
You know what I want to see?
And the hands she putting on people ain't gonna hurt nobody.
I take that back. I want to see Chris and Tony versus Will and August. Let's go.
August and Will gonna fight each other before they
Hey.
fight the Rock Brothers.
I just want a show. I just want a show. Fight for your woman. Fight for your woman. Will, fight for your woman. August.
Maybe you get
Here's-
Will.
And I heard
Will Smith
Will.
and the dude who ran on the Chappelle stage versus.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Nah,
he
he's
got
soft.
stomped out. He got
soft.
stomped the fuck out,
He easy work.
which was hilarious.
That's
Mike, were
easy
you
work.
about to say something? Before
Yeah, I mean, I really
Sorry.
think the issue with boxing is you don't have any real premier knockout kings. You have no one that's really. I mean, boxing still is a science, but what sold pay-per-views and sold tickets was having that big knockout punch coming at any second. You go to watch Tyson, you didn't care if the fight was 1 minute, 1 round. You're waiting for that drop. You're waiting for that punch to come, and you're like, all right, it's over. Let's go. You know, you're looking for the next. And I don't think they have that in boxing right now.
I
I mean, it has
Go
transitioned.
ahead.
It's transitioned from the knockout to now it's, going to 10 and 11 rounds, because I think more people kind of want to see the fights last a little bit longer and see, who can actually have the better edge, who gets beat up more at the end of the fight. There's never going to be anything like that, like with Mike Tyson ever again. I think the last thing we had was Deontay Wilder when he had that little streak.
Man,
what
that
he
was a quick
doing,
streak
and then
too.
you saw how he got exposed. You saw how he got exposed quick with Tyson Fury, and after that, it's just like, so I don't know.
Hey,
Yeah,
y'all
I really think
y'all like the Charlo brothers? Have y'all seen them? I think the twins and
Man, they was on cocaine at that fight. Did you see them on the Spence fight? They did the interview
I
with
missed.
Steven Jackson. Bro, they was on cocaine talking that crap, man. And they had them
I
boys on
missed.
the interview. They looked horrible.
Say that one more time.
They was on cocaine. I ain't lying.
I'm about to go
But
back and check.
I'm gonna say this. I think Jamel fought Castano. He fought Castano that last fight. And Castano beat his ass. I don't care what anybody. Castano whooped his ass, but they made it a draw. They supposed to fight again here very, very soon. I would not be surprised if it happens again. Just saying.
I ain't gonna lie. I want to see the Errol Spence and Bud Crawford fight. I want to see that.
That's
Ron,
the one everybody
See,
wants.
that's what I'm talking about, though. We're talking about like Triple G, right, and his fights, and like the wars. Like, where are the wars?
What happened to Triple G? He just disappeared out of nowhere.
He had another fight that he won, but I mean,
But they're not pumping him up no more. And he he can really throw them things, man.
He's getting
Nobody
older,
really
bro.
wanna
Just
watch
like
Triple
Prince
G
Not Seen,
anymore.
man. Just
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, if you have Mike Tyson kind of changed the game, like, yo, we looking for that knockout. Now we don't have that knockout artist anymore. That any dude that walks in the ring, everybody's scared of him. There's not that big bad. But I think if you have at least 4 or 5 guys in the division, especially heavyweight, and it has to come from the heavyweight, maybe middle, but really it's the heavyweight that has to set boxing afire where it's like, look, these 5 dudes, they can beat anybody at any time. And they have great fights. They need fight of the year kind of fights.
They need guys, and well, even if it's heavyweight, whatever the weight division is, they need guys who ain't afraid to fight. Big name guys need to fight big name guys. Period.
Right. But don't you think Canelo was kind of that guy for a while until he ran into this giant Russian that wasn't playing? Bivol wasn't playing with him, yo, at all. He wasn't scared.
But I think that's what cost him.
Yeah.
He went up to his level.
Too fast, too soon.
Canelo came in looking to throw haymakers, looking to throw that knockout punch, and he couldn't get into the frame. He couldn't get in close enough to hit that kind of punch. And you saw that jab land probably 600 times in the first round. And it continued in the second. And it continued in the third. And he just kept working that jab in the combinations. Yeah, and once he started connecting those combinations, that fight was over. Canelo looked exhausted after the 5th round.
He was dead because I don't think he thought it would go that long. And he thought he would be able to come in and punch his way out of something.
That's what I'm saying.
He was eating them punches, man. Bivol was eating them punches.
His face was red.
Yeah.
But I think just want to use to that size as well. So
definitely. I mean, it hurt him moving up to the light heavyweight division and definitely showed that he wasn't ready for it. I understand, but I do commend him for jumping in like, hey, I'm ready to move up, and I'm going to start with this unification right now. And sometimes, like, your parents just say, be careful what you ask for. You
know how to pick your battles, man.
Yeah, you got to know how to pick them. And he picked the wrong one on this one.
Know how to pick your battles.
He picked the wrong one on this one, man.
That's it.
And at the same time, Canelo, I mean, I like Canelo, but it seems like he kind of just picks and chooses what guys he want to fight, man. Because the real ones that really want to give him, like Ben Benitez and all that, he be running away from them boys. You know,
you got a point. He has ducked a couple fights that he's had excuses
he ducked some fights, man.
Why it's not happened. I feel you on that, Reed.
I mean, if you know you're gonna lose, why would you fight?
Maybe you don't know you're gonna lose. You just know it's gonna be
you're gonna
lose.
You can tell. If you in a fight, you can tell.
So who wins?
You walk down the street. Look, you walk down the street, you be like, should I fight? Oh, no, I shouldn't fight that dude. Like if I see Mike Tyson walk down the street, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stay over here because I don't want that smoke. Like I know that.
So if we book the Buff Nerd and Big Game fight, you're not gonna show up to the ring that night?
Not at man. I won't even be in the same city.
What?
I won't even be in the same city.
Oh,
not even in. Man, one you can say, hey man, no, it's not because I'm a cowboy. You know what, Ron? Book me and Ron. Book me and Ron.
Ron, you do that one?
I'm down for that.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Hey, Ron probably got some hands, man.
He's a Raiders fan. He's gonna go for his gun or knife.
Oh, come on.
That's what
wow, shots fired again.
That's what they do in Oakland. Oh. They don't know how to fight in Oakland.
Well, they got that nice ass arena.
Because they don't know how to fight in Oakland.
They gotta have a reason for the fans to go to the game.
But who's
put a casino in that thing?
Are you talking about basketball?
Speaking of which, what's going on with Mark Davis out in Las Vegas, y'all? It's a whole lot of news about him lately, ain't it? I mean, since we talking about the Raiders, I had to
come with it. Come with it, Ron. Come with it.
Hey man,
you talking about the owner?
Yeah.
I don't know. I ain't heard nothing about him, but he looks horrible.
See, Ron, every now and again you say something right. He is a fool.
He's kind of getting the Daniel Snyder treatment right now, Reed, to just kind of let you know, man. He's been accused of ignoring allegations of a hostile work environment. And a lot of stuff has just kind of come up from this ex-employee, like, in the last couple of weeks.
That's the reason he's an ex-employee.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's what they said. He let him go because he started squealing on them. So they cut ties. Yeah. At least that's the way I read it. I might be wrong.
Yep, exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly right. He was like, yo, I don't like what you're doing. This ain't right. He's like, yeah, how about this? You're fired. Right. So, yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's organizationally speaking, look, the NFL has issues all the way around, everywhere. everywhere that need to be cleaned up. But they cannot. But they continue to police themselves.
So how does it get fixed?
It doesn't. I don't know why people
It doesn't.
Why people think that these professional entities are just gonna like clean up all their dirty laundry like that. Like, come on,
Every
they've been
business in
doing it
America
for
is the same
years.
way.
Come on, man. Yeah, it's still a
Yeah.
business at the end of the day, though.
Mike,
You gotta
that's a
cut
really good
corners
point.
however you gotta do it. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. I mean, if you gotta cut your corners, dog, I mean, that's what the hell they gonna do. You know,
They're gonna make-
shit.
They'll make
I'm gonna
enough
do my
moves.
shit, let you do your shit and just shut
Right.
the fuck up.
Like they'll make enough moves to make it look like they're trying to clean it up a little bit, but it's
Right.
just window dressing. Just like how they care about the players. You can't convince me they care about the players while they keep adding games to the schedule and keep eliminating time for that team to gel and get their practices right and get their players ready to play that kind of stretch.
Yeah, I can tell you a lot. I've told people a long time ago that the NFL owners care about their bottom line, and that's just the God honest truth. And you can say what you want, and that's why when some fans go, "I can't believe this guy's doing this and being selfish," shit, your owner being selfish. Don't ever call out a player for wanting a little bit more money, a little bit bigger piece of the pie than what he's getting. When the bottom line is, I got less days to recover, I got more games to play, and I'm not seeing as much of the TV revenue that you're seeing. Yes, it looks good when the base salary goes from this to this, up about 20% from the year before, but we know what you're really doing. Jay Stoggs, what's that hand for?
Okay, but wait. Fan here talking.
Go ahead,
Because there's some people on the Dallas squad that got contracts that I said, what the hell, Bo? Right? Like, nah, this Michael Gallup. Why? Don't make no sense to me.
Too. I said that too.
Now, I'm not mad that you.
And I ain't no Cowboys fan.
I'm not mad that you did get that contract. Hey, get what you can. But as a fan, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, okay, yeah, you're gonna get your money. You do whatever you do. But to me, no, you don't deserve that type of money for the type of production you have produced.
That's not the point I'm making. Now, the fact that Dallas overpays the wrong position and people every year and all the time, that's another show that no. I said the bottom line when it comes down to it, don't hate a player for holding out when it's time to get their money, when we don't get mad at the owners for lining their pockets even more. Has nothing to do about a team paying the wrong guy. You'll also franchise tag a tight end that you could have got for damn near nothing. So it comes down to the decision making of your organization and franchise.
What'd you get for Cooper?
What'd you say?
What'd you get for Cooper? I heard it was like six red Starbursts,
Nothing.
a bag of M&Ms, and Chris Conti.
5th round.
Right.
Nothing.
Wow. Chris Conti reference. We didn't get anything. We didn't get anything.
So how can you be mad at a player when your ownership and your front office sits on their thumbs 90% of the season and off season?
I mean, I'm not necessarily, and maybe I should rephrase that. I'm not necessarily mad at that player per se. I am mad more at my GM / owner, who is the GM.
Yeah, that's what you should be mad at.
I'm mad at them, but I also look at it from the standpoint of, players that hold out for more money, and I'm looking at them like, bro, you don't deserve that money. Like, you don't deserve that contract. Like, you have not played up to that potential. Like, let's talk about Deebo Samuel. Should he be holding out?
Oh, yeah, we've already covered that. He's got San Francisco over the barrel, don't he?
Yeah.
Should he be
really?
holding out?
Should he be? He's got a contract. You'd like him to honor that contract, but in the same sense, your ownership does not honor contracts for anything. And when they're out of the league, they don't have much of anything because NFLPA isn't that great to start with.
They say they helping us, man. At the end of the day, the commissioner works for the owners, right?
Yes.
The PA does just enough, but it's bullshit. And the fact that here it is, we're going into 2022, and we still don't have guaranteed contracts for the most violent physical sport in the world is nonsense. It's stupid. And
so who do we blame there? Is that the players' fault? Or the
some
owner's
of
fault?
it is the players, but I'm gonna say it like this, and I told you this all the time, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
A 47 big game James compared to a 23-year-old Jimmy Rain, two different people, two different thought processes. I can sit up here and tell you now all the wrong shit that we should have re-talked about back then during negotiation because I'm a lot smarter. Back then, I got my Tahoe with my rims on it. I got my iced out chain, and I got a fat pocket. I'm cool.
Right.
That's the issue, though, is that you're letting kids, excuse the term, but you're letting kids have a majority vote in that process for the union. I don't think you should have anyone under 5 years in the league in that decision. And the only reason for that is kids coming into the league, they want that paper. Players that have been in the league want that coverage. They want that security. They want that post-career. And that's not an option because they have all this new talent coming in that's always going to want the green instead of the longevity.
Okay, so here's a question then. If you're a retired player, let's say that, you get tenure or you get there's a term, and I'm having a brain fart this week and I apologize, but basically, you spent 4 years in. You've been a professional for 4 years. Mm-hmm. So now you're vested. That's the word. You're now vested. So now you can actually be a part of the NFLPA. Right. And now
that's not necessarily, that's not how the vested part works. Vested when you're vested, that 3 years, 3 games, that's just guaranteed that you're going to get that pension in retirement.
But here's what I'm saying.
You're part of the PA as soon as you come in and start. They take your dues.
I got you.
They take them dues from you year 1.
I got you.
In the same way in year 5, 6, 9, and 10.
I got you. But hold on. What I'm saying is after you are vested with the NFLPA, when you are vested by the NFLPA, you are in it and you have say until the end of time, is what I'm saying. So you, as a vet, still have say in what's going on.
Yeah.
Because it still affects you. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about the other part of it. That's a whole nother thing. But as far as the NFLPA and being a veteran, now it's, hey, I don't have any say in what's happening to me, even though it directly affects me.
This is the whole thing. And this is the only thing that's ever going to change is that guys are going to have to get uncomfortable, not get paid, and miss games. Until you take the talent off the field and off the TV and hurt owners' pockets, nothing's going to change. And the hardest thing about that is, as much as the older guys want what's right to be done, nobody want to miss that paycheck. I seen checks that's $335,000 after taxes per week. $335 per week. Some people won't make that in a lifetime. It's hard to walk away from that.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's the instant change.
There's options now.
That's the instant change.
You can go to
Birmingham. You're going from making $15 an hour to 6 figures, dog.
You can go to Birmingham, man.
Hey,
you go to Birmingham, baby.
I'm just saying, Jay, someone's got to sacrifice something.
Your way of life goes
the changes. It's never going to change until they go, you ain't got to pay me. I'm going to ride this out.
Man, go to Birmingham. Go be playing in the USFL. You got XFL coming up. There are other options. Now, you ain't getting the money like you're going to get, but you still playing. You still playing. You just saying. Options.
I'm just saying.
Why go there, man, when I can make 6 figures?
It's a nasty trick.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, I just watched the 30 for 30, who killed the USFL, right? And it was just, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's just the fact that they were paying dudes right out. Like, they had the 3 Heisman Trophy winners 3 years in a row, right? Herschel Walker, who else? Shoot. I can't remember the other 2, but they had 3 in a row. And it was just the fact that they're like, yo, we're going to pay you $4 million over 3 years. Like, that was unheard of money in 1983. Right. So it was a deal that they said, we're going to commit to paying the players because we know that's how we get them. We know that. So to me, it does come down to, you know what? The players are going to have to be the ones that make it happen. Fans are not going to do it. We're too weak.
Nope.
We're too weak.
And y'all will be mad. Fans will be mad, but y'all still watch that scab play for a little while.
Absolutely. So we're still gonna. That's what I said. It's not gonna be the fans.
I watch
fans
kids
are
steal
weak,
the pill in the park. I don't care.
The fans are weak, man.
I don't
The fans are
necessarily
weak.
think the fans are weak. I just think that at the bottom line, the fans have no say so.
Bro, we have say so. We're just weak. We're weak.
Fans
When the whole
have no
Kaepernick.
say.
when
So
the
what
whole
can the
Kaepernick-
fans do, Jay Stocks, to help the
You know,
situation?
tell me what
are
can
you
I-
asking? Yeah, what can the
Stop.
fans do to
Stop.
help the
Stop.
situation out?
You are an
It's very
avid
simple.
Cowboy fan. You are an
Avid.
avid Cowboy fan, and I know
Avid.
how much y'all be hating this bullshit that Jerry Jones be doing. And you
Absolutely.
really think Jerry Jones gonna listen to what the fuck you got to say?
You know what? And it
Serious.
comes down to this. It comes down to this.
My-
When we do not pay for the bull, i.e., jerseys,
Y'all been dealing with the bull
Tickets.
since '95, man.
Dude,
shirts,
that's
hats.
just that's like sprinkles on a Sunday, bro. The NFL makes their money with TV contracts.
When we
period.
don't watch, when they lose the ratings, when they lose the ratings, and it's also merchandising. Because trust, you don't get $5 billion just because, right? You're not the highest, the biggest franchise in the world, sports franchise in the world, just because. So it's gonna come down to where do you hurt them? It's in the pocket, but fans are too weak. Because as you stated, I'm an avid fan, which means if I see anything with a star on it, I'm watching it. Anything. Or it got a star on, I'm watching that. I'm watching that. Just like Mike, oh, them little kids got stars on their shirt. I'm watching them, on the weekend.
Hey, man.
I watch little kids with stars on their helmet play this Sunday.
We all
I mean,
victims of
in
it,
the
man.
fall.
We all victims of it. You watch your favorite teams all the
That's
time.
a shot.
Man.
Don't
But
think I don't know. That's a shot.
At this point, I mean, football is American bloodstream. You're not going to be strong enough as a fan to make an impact because it's so saturated. You got so many fans. You're never going to control all of that.
Right.
The only way the players' union is going to make a difference is if they have, okay, you're fully vested, you get a say. You've been in the league a while, you get a say. It's not – you could bring in all this new talent in, and, yeah, James is a vet. They do have a say, but you're bringing all this new talent in every year, and every year the vets that have a say is dying off.
And not just that, Mike. What guy do you want to get rid of first as ownership? I want to get rid of that smart guy who knows all the rules of NFLPA that can convince these younger guys to vote against some of the things I want. And you have seen sometimes in locker rooms, those team captains, those union guys per team that start knowing a little bit too much. Hey, man, we're going to get rid of him this year. And they're going in a heartbeat.
Ron, no one likes you. I just want you to know that.
Speaking of the Cowboys, did you hear that the mayor?
No one.
You hear that the mayor of Dallas wanted
this-
another team
Let me tell you something, man.
in Dallas?
I am not a
Yeah.
Stephen A. fan. But when he said what he said, that he needs to be put out of office, I agree with that. That's dumb. Dallas don't need another team.
Dallas, if Dallas gets a second team, Chicago's going to want a team.
Why?
I mean,
Why?
They don't have one.
They don't have one.
They don't have one. The Chicago Cubs, that's a baseball team. The Bears don't
took a while to
exist.
hit, didn't it? That was like Novocaine. That was real slow working.
Man, it was. He's been waiting on that for a minute. Wow.
Oh, man. Hey, and see,
That was
Mike, that's
funny.
just how easy we get derailed in the shop. We started. I don't even know how the hell we got onto NFL salaries the way we did. But
It
it's
is
all
what
good.
it is.
It happens like that.
I'm just saying, though, that we don't need another squad. And if he's upset because Dallas now plays in Arlington, then blame the mayor of Irving.
Hey, not just that. No, Laura Miller. They were going to redo the Cotton Bowl. They were going to bring them back to Dallas. And
Oh my God, the Cotton Bowl is trash.
No. But just that area. They were going to build a brand new stadium
This
down in the Cotton
stadium
Bowl.
is horrible.
Jay, you're missing my point.
You said Cotton Bowl.
Okay, the Fair Park area, they're going to build a brand new stadium. They were going to gentrify the neighborhood and make it all great again.
What are they going to do with what they going to do with the Cotton Bowl?
Put
Tear
out
that
all the
mother level
blacks.
to the ground.
It's history.
Yeah, it need to be history. That thing cricket and cricket and man.
They don't even use the Cotton
It's
Bowl
horrible.
anymore, I believe.
They do.
No, they still use it for Texas and OU. High school
Yeah.
games are played there.
Yeah.
And they,
Concerts.
and they had a college game there this past year too.
And they have concerts there. It's horrible.
They had a bubble theme dance, foam party.
Don't hate on
You
phone
all the
parties,
time.
Mike. Just Just because you don't get invited to phone parties, don't hate on them. Just because you don't get, with the phone.
Hey, you see that kid doing like this with them glow sticks in his fingers, you know it's going down.
With the phone with all the bubbles?
Yeah.
And the little light up necklaces, about 50 deep on his neck.
You ain't catching me in no phone party, though.
Because you don't like to live, Reed. You don't like to live, brother.
I live fine. I live fine.
Dallas don't have a
Been
team.
around a whole bunch of times. I'm good.
Man, whatever.
Hey, don't hate the messenger.
You know what? Boston doesn't, you know what I'm saying? They don't play in, was it the Patriots don't play in Boston, so get out of here.
Why are you bouncing the hate to another franchise, man? That's like the Detroit Lions used to play out in Pontiac before they moved back to downtown Detroit. We know how it works, man. We know a lot of teams play out in the suburbs of their major city if they can't get a new stadium or a deal worked out.
Pistons played in what? Auburn something?
Who's
Auburn
that?
Hills?
Pistons?
Auburn Hills.
Auburn
They
Hills.
play the Palace of Auburn Hills, but they're back downtown Detroit now too, I think, aren't they? They built a new arena. But yeah, the Palace of
I try
Auburn
not to go
Hills.
to Detroit.
Auburn Hills was a suburb.
I
Well,
like
ain't
my
nothing in
life.
Detroit but a few Ford Motor Company.
I like my life, and
that's
I
hanging
don't
on
like
by a
drinking bad
thread.
water. My water good down here.
Oh God!
Come on, bro. God.
Show me the lies.
You taking a shot at Flint, Michigan?
Not
I'm
at
just
all.
asking.
They have lovely people in Flint, Michigan.
That's
Just
a
not lovely
shame.
water.
That's a shame.
That's all.
Talking about that water.
Just
Boy,
bring your water
I
with you.
tell
Pack
that.
water, people. Pack water.
All right. So before we move on, not before, we're gonna move on because I don't know where we're going. I'm afraid right now. I'm very afraid.
Why?
Tom Brady
Boo. I'm sorry.
has been. It's okay. You have Dak
Sorry.
Prescott. You have nothing to cheer about.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Tom Brady has
That part.
taken a $375 million deal to enter the broadcast booth whenever he decides to hang him up. Mike,
Another
brought up a
Tony
good point
Romo.
earlier today. Do you think that this is going to be a distraction for Mr. Brady going into this season?
Not going to the season, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I was kind of hoping he just stay retired because I'm kind of sick of seeing Brady myself.
If you play with Brady, do you feel he's not fully invested now in that season? I mean, that was my concern.
No, but this is my whole thing. And speaking of people who've played with Tom Brady and been around him, he's too much of a competitor to slack. And the thing is, he's been in the league 20-some years, right? He's gotten multiple contracts. His wife's a supermodel. Money is not what's driving Brady, I don't think.
You know, why did he sign that contract? Because that's
Well,
that's
no.
the richest. That's
Why
the
they sign it?
richest
Because they
contract.
offered it to him.
That's the richest
Because- yeah.
contract ever for broadcast. Bro, he's making
Okay.
$37.5 million a year to talk about football.
All right, Jay Stop.
I would have signed it too.
Man,
Fox
I would've signed it for
Sports comes to
$37,000.
Big Game Entertainment and says
I
that
would have
we're gonna
signed
give
it too.
Big Game, the Buff Nerd, and A
Yeah.
Reed
yeah.
$5,000 a show. We gonna
go.
sign it and take it.
Sign
'Cause
it.
that's
Let's
the most
go.
money that they offered us, right?
And there'll be a
$6,000,
show twice a day.
Yeah.
That's all we
Hey,
get, 5,000?
now we run. Hey man, don't nobody know
I'm
what shit.
holding
Though.
out.
We gotta get over
I'm
1,000.
holding
We
out.
gotta get over 1,000 subs first.
I'm holding out.
You
You
can
holding
hold
out?
out, and me
I'm
and
holding
Big Game
out.
gonna be winning.
Hey, I'm like,
So what?
Mike,
See,
Mike
that's what I'm talking
Mike,
about.
Mike gonna be a featured guest
on,
until
Mike.
you
Come on,
decide to
Mike.
bring your ass back.
We're better than that. We deserve more.
Oh man! But the point is, and this is the thing.
Yeah.
And this what shows how much money the NFL is getting off of TV deals this year, right? With the new deal. So think about this.
Buffalo Herd boys.
They John Lynch was offered $15 million a year for a 5-year deal to come join the Amazon team, to leave the general manager booth. I mean, to leave being a general manager to come back to the broadcast booth. So y'all know how much money is really out there
Sure.
from these networks.
Yeah.
But yet the players' increase was only between like 10 to 20% of a increase of the revenue share from what the owners are going to get. Man, it's bananas, dude. They offered Tom Brady $375 million. What they making? And the games, we're not even talking about the money they're getting from the overseas networks for the games in Germany and London and everything else.
Yeah,
Those
London,
deals
yeah.
there, they can fund and they say they can fund the NFL season just off one of those games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't think
crazy.
it'll be a distraction for him though, because to your point, Tom Brady is Tom Brady. But I think what this does though is set up. Okay, after this season, that's it. To me, that's what it sets it up as.
Yeah.
You think so?
You think he passes up the opportunity to be the only owner/player in NFL league history since George Halas?
Hey, I think
so at this point.
for some reason, depending on what's happening down in Miami, and I hate the rumbles and the rumors of he's going to leave Tampa to go down to Miami. I think that's where he was going to be able to get stake into a team.
Right.
And if he could go down there to play and own it for at least a year, Mike, I think that's something that he would do. I really do. I just to say that you've done it, I can see that happening.
But
I don't see why he. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, I don't think he can do it now because he's announcing the games. So if you work for Fox and you're announcing the games, you can't.
Yeah, but that's only when he decides to take that.
Right. His contract starts the day he retires.
Yeah, so he could go another season and play and get ownership then. And man, my thing is, if you get stake in that team, it doesn't say he's 100% owner. How's Fox gonna stop you? All they would do is you would never broadcast any Dolphins games. Which the way they play, they're not gonna be no primetime game no time soon anyway. Right?
Well, they did just sign Sonny Michel.
Once again. No. So
Tua Tagovailoa.
it can happen.
But I mean, if that does happen, how does he take a paycheck? How does that affect the salary cap? That's all stuff the NFL will have to address next year. That's got to be. I mean, you have an owner paying himself.
That's in the room with the other players. How does that affect his relationship with the players?
But he's
That's
not
what
gonna
I'm
be.
thinking.
He's not gonna be 100% majority owner.
But you're still an owner.
His money is still gonna be from the player portion what he's getting paid. His owner money is coming from that different side. That's a whole nother payroll department.
He's still in the room though when ownership is discussing things.
He's getting income from TV revenue deals as an owner coming in. Now he's got to pay his players going out. Does he pay himself? I mean,
Of course.
Yeah. But now Jay Stocks to
find
a
a way.
point. He's already in meeting rooms and discussions with ownership now as just a player in the quarterback.
He did just complete the NFL draft for the Bucs.
So
Okay. I mean, that's fine. But it's to me, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, Big Game, but it's one thing when you're a player, we're peers. Now it's you're an owner who has influence in the room, not only with the owner, but hey, with that GM, because you can have some influence, which he probably has. But again, it's a player perspective. Now it's an owner. So we're no longer on the same level. There's no way you telling me that if the guy next to me in the locker is an owner and we're playing together, that we're buddies, we're peers, we're on the same level.
Why does our relationship change? Why does our relationship have to change?
You're
now
a
that
boss.
I have
You're a boss.
some signatures on your check.
You're a boss. Do you go and kick it with the principal? Do you kick it with the president of the college? Y'all cool like that? No, you don't.
So, Jay Stock, can I ask you another hypothetical question then?
Come with it, brother.
If this turns into big game entertainment and this turns into a paid source, we can't go out on a boat no more?
Wow.
I just asked a question.
We can always go on the boat, brother. Anytime you want to go.
I'm just asking, man.
Mike, you can come on down.
Hey,
whenever you get a chance, I don't know what you be doing, man, but you invited, bro.
Reed be grinding, dog. I ain't mad at him. Hey, we know the situation is crazy. Like me right now, I'm saying, man, it wouldn't bother me if Sapp was part owner of the Buccaneers. And then I start thinking about it and say it again in my head. I'm about to start laughing because it don't even make sense. It don't even sound right. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, Warren could have owned part of the Bucs when I played. It wouldn't have been no big deal. It's like, nah, that couldn't happen.
Really? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So I feel where you're coming from on that, man. I feel you just a little bit.
Thank you. I make 1 point a show. That's all I look for.
This is your Costanza moment, man. You got to cut out.
That's it. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is a one. I may have watched that show once or twice.
Showing your age. I've never seen it. I didn't even know it was a show.
You're a lie. You mentioned him by name, bro.
And just last night.
No, Kazan's moment.
Yeah.
Art Vandelay.
That was a great show.
James, how much time we got, dog?
What y'all want?
No more.
Huh?
No more minutes.
I mean, we got what we want, depending on how we do this. So
let's talk about this Chris Paul thing, man.
Yeah, we gotta do that real quick. Hold on, let me do this. All right, let's see.
Look.
Something. All right, we keep
talking
rolling.
about?
The Chris Paul.
Your Dallas Mavericks fans were very rude to
one
Mrs. Paul,
idiot
and
Dallas, one idiot
else.
fan who happened to be a Mavericks wearing a Mavericks jersey.
Did you see the little boy?
He is 16 years old. He was 15, 16 years old. Yes, I saw.
I thought it was Justin Bieber.
I still haven't seen it, dog.
I've seen him getting thrown out. I haven't seen the incident, but I saw him getting thrown out. I saw Chris Paul like going in on him. I saw that video.
See you.
Well, they were saying he followed Paul's wife up to the concessions.
There was another one. Yeah, there was another one. Yeah,
right.
There was like two of them. Yeah,
right. And then he was touching on his mom.
Yep.
And it don't matter who you are. You don't touch nobody. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
My family should feel safe at the game.
Yeah, tapping on her and then push the wipe and then the kids were watching. I'm like, yo.
Right.
So
take them outside.
What does the NBA do? Because I think in this sport more than any, fans are way more comfortable of being way more disrespectful when it comes to players.
They're way too close.
And
I'm starting to believe that I'm starting to believe NBA fans are just way too close. Just way too close to the play. You can literally catch you a seat right behind that bench. And you can sit there and talk shit to that person all day if you really wanted to, if you just want to be a dick about it.
Now, around the bench part, players got to, I'm not mad at that, but so now on, I'm asking and wondering, when it comes to spouses, should they be put in a box and not out in the stands, in the arena?
I could see that. But then again, they do want to be right there next to next to their family members.
Now,
big games and stuff
like
that.
When my wife came to games, they weren't all wives weren't treated equal. They weren't afforded the luxury of sitting in, especially in a away game. Now, some players and their wives had suites at home stadiums, and they would ask other wives to come in and chill and kick it with them. You know what I'm saying? It happened. But when you're on the road, and then GMs and owners, they get them boxes first.
Right.
And who they decide to put in them is on them.
I think it's easier to do in NBA than NFL for obvious reasons because of numbers. I think if you had 2 suites for away families and they just all kick it in there you go.
Right.
I think if you start putting them in the crowd, I think the other part is this. You got players that want to bring everybody. They want everybody at the game. Right, so you got your mama, your wife, your kids, your brother, your sister,
40 family members.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're like, well, they touching my cousin. Well, hell, that's like the 40th cousin in your family. Why you bringing them? Nobody want to see them.
Right.
Ain't nobody care about them. I say, put either you have security, they put them in a special section, and security is just right there with them, or you put them in a box. And if they complain, well, we too far. Well, you know what? You can really see them really well at home on your TV.
Okay.
Give them, and that's it. I mean, you're away. And I'm saying it like this. If you're a player, the last thing you want to be thinking about is what's going on with your family in the stands.
Exactly.
So if that's the case, why bring them to the game?
Well, hello. Well, hello.
I mean, didn't arena football have sectioned off areas for coaches' wives, players' wives? I know they did in Orlando. I don't know if they did it all around the league, but in Orlando they were in a box. I mean, it was down on the field level, but it had glass up like a hockey rink.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I know here in Dallas, we played at American Airlines when I played for the Desperados, and our family was pretty much right behind our bench, right? But they were still. I mean, if another opposing fan bought tickets to come sit in that section, it would be there. But for the most part, almost that whole section was all Dallas Desperado fans and family. Right. And then one time, sometimes they had them in the end zone, and it would still just be all Desperados family, friends, or all front office people and tickets. And then the seats, like right by the little hockey dugout that we sat in, sometimes you would have a lot of Cowboys players come sit right there. So, I mean, it was pretty safe. It wasn't too bad, but, you know, we went to other places, and it was just like, yo, these fans stupid, ignorant. Like, I might fight somebody here in a minute. They real crazy.
Right, and they're really close in the arena. So, again, I wouldn't bring my family and just say, look, just stay at the house. I understand it's playoffs, but just stay at the house. Because, unfortunately, fans are crazy. They're fanatics. I mean, in San Diego, they were chasing opposing fans in the parking lot.
Yeah, but does it really come to a point where my family shouldn't be able to come to a game because you're stupid? Because your fans are dumb and ignorant about how they want to treat you?
You just being, at this point in time, man, you just being safe, dog. At this point in time, you being, especially when you're talking about playoffs in these hostile environments, land. Even my family want to come. Look, y'all just gonna chill in the box. Y'all just chill in the box, whatever. You know what I'm saying, for the away games. Because I don't want no issues, this and that and third. When we come to the house, man, y'all can be down there lower level with me, chilling with all the other fans and this and that and the third. Once we go away, let me deal with all the heckling.
You know
let me deal with it.
I don't like ghosts. Why am I going to Old Creaky House? I know I don't like ghosts, so why am I going to Old Creaky House? Why? That's dumb. Don't do it. Stay out the Old Creaky House.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'll be ready to fight somebody. Fuck, I'll pay a fine.
Yeah, he had the right to be mad and pissed off. It shouldn't have It shouldn't have to happen. You shouldn't have to worry about it. Right. But it does, man.
I'm curious if there's going to be any Mavericks family that's going to be out there in Phoenix tonight, and what's going to happen to them.
So you think the Phoenix fans should give it back to the Dallas players' wives just because of one dummy?
Fans are fans.
Oh hell.
Fans are fans. And all it takes is one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hope it doesn't. I hope it stops. I hope it quells. And, you know, I was on Twitter like, yo, stop putting all Dallas fans with this dude. No one even likes that guy. No one that has school likes him. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Even his parents are like, get out of here. Like, they don't like him. No one likes this guy. No one likes
sick
him.
of you
no one likes him. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, yo, they're like, well, this happened to so-and-so in Houston. Well, okay, in Houston because it's Houston and people don't like themselves in Houston. But don't put all of us fans in that. It's one ignorant fan. It's one ignorant person.
You're right. Man. God dog. There it is.
You ain't lying.
Now, Jay, does it sour the taste in your mouth? Whereas here it is, about a week ago, we talked about the Mavs not having a chance.
Man,
you're getting back into it. You tie the series up, instead of talking about how Dallas has played, we're talking about how a fan treated Chris Paul's family.
Man, Dorian Finney-Smith hit 8 3-pointers, bro. I mean, like we should be talking about the fact that Chris Paul had more fouls than he had points. Like that's what
Monty Williams did another poor coaching job. He shouldn't have been back in the first half when he had the 3.
Like that should be the talk, but everyone wants to talk about Dallas fans.
It's playoffs. You got to put your best people in so you understand it.
But he mentally he was out of it. Reed, he wasn't.
I mean,
but I think this fires him up too. I think this fires up Chris Paul and the rest of the Suns.
We'll see.
See, we be expecting these big name guys to always be on point every single game. They're
supposed to. That's why they get paid.
They can have. Yeah, they can't. We expect them. That's what I said. We expect them to do it. You know, but
so
this
why
shit just don't happen like that.
Why don't
because fuck, they human. They still human.
What?
They still human.
Whatever.
Man, all right.
What happened to Mike?
I don't know if he had to go or
probably had to go.
Dang.
I saw his eyes look up like, oh, here he is.
He was like, oh, it's too much Maverick talk.
But it was a lot of Maverick talk for one day. But no, I'll let y'all make it the Mavericks. I don't dislike the Mavericks. I just want Chris Paul to get him one before he runs out of time. If it doesn't happen this year, he's not gonna win one.
Should have did it last year.
Yeah, you're right. He should have. He
Should have did it last year.
So we getting close to the end. So before we do that, Reed, Mike, we got something we've been doing on the show now for the last couple weeks, man, called Would You Rather. Reed usually finds something sports related and ask us a question of what we'd rather. And we found out that Jay Styles would like to play in the Las Vegas Raiders stadium, but wear the Washington Commodores uniform.
You know, that's not even their name.
Mike
It's
calls
Washington
them,
Commanders.
Mike calls them the Commodores.
I do.
You call them the commies.
The commies.
So I'm obliging our guest right now because I didn't
my bad.
miscall them what you call them.
The
Now
commies.
you're going to say the correct name. Out of
The
all the
commies?
times you say the Washington Devil
Commies.
team's names wrong,
Commies.
you told me Commanders today. Wow,
The
Jay.
commies.
Wow. And guess what?
The communists.
Easy like
What?
Sunday. And it's a show that owners don't give a damn. How did Daniel Snyder call a self-investigation on his team when he know they've been wrong forever and they still ain't got no trouble? I'll let y'all further know. The NFL would have put a Band-Aid on the hatchet wound instead of putting stitches on.
Policing themselves.
All right.
Tell you.
So anyway, we're gonna let A-Reed kick off Would You Rather, and we're gonna let our guest Mike answer it first before we give our 2 cents, and then we'll let Mike tell everybody where they can catch him and when his show is on and what all he talks about. And Mike has great taste in NFL teams, man. He likes the best team in the league, like myself, man, and I love him for that. Jay Stocks, don't shake your head like that, dog. Don't do that.
Someone was itching.
Okay.
Right, Brad.
Hey, Reed, what you got for us, man?
Here's your would you rather, man. Would you rather stay on a below average team or join your rival and win the title?
Ooh.
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 The KD question.
Ooh.
Oh man. So was I drafted with this team?
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm drafted on a team, you got to show some sort of loyalty. That's just how I am. I'm staying till I can work it out. That's just me.
Wow.
And I've been a Bucks fan for 20 plus years, 30 plus years, and God, it's been awful, but I'm still a Bucks fan. So I'd say I ride it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's respect. That's respect.
So, wow.
They don't even have real colors.
Dude.
Mike, don't entertain this guy.
I like the creamsicles, bro.
What buff nerds do is they try to pull you in to hatred and stupidity.
I love the auto bio about the Dallas Cowboys that Paramount put out. Brokeback Mountain.
It's funny. It's funny. Ha ha. That's funny. Ever since that movie has come out, that's what everybody says. That's the Cowboys.
And every year y'all lose in the playoffs. There's a meme and a scene from Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that wasn't a real story.
No, it's not. It's not a real story. It's not a real story. It's 2 guys traveling up from Tampa Bay, Montana. they stopped to text.
Try to bounce the hay.
Well, and we chased them out, so we had to go.
So, all right, Mike, we got your answer. Jay Stocks, what's your take on that one?
He's leaving.
You know what? I don't leave, man. I would seriously think about it, but I wouldn't leave. I didn't think KD should have left. I don't think Bron should have left. Just don't leave. You ride it out with your dudes.
Loyalty. Okay.
But what if you don't think the
game.
opportunity? What if you don't think the opportunity is there where you got drafted, and you leave thinking the opportunity is better, and you miss out on the championship?
Key word: below average team.
Below average team.
Oh, below average team.
Below average.
Yeah.
But I'm about to get paid. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm on a below average team. Do I stay with them, or do I leave to go get a ship? Go to the ship.
You join the rival.
Wait, do I start? Do I start?
Whatever.
Hold on.
No, that matters.
That matters. Is it you or? Oh,
Is it you? Do I start?
No, you're never starting. My bad. That was me.
If he's on the squad, I will never go there. Just don't. I'll retire.
I'm a great teammate, dog. What are you talking about?
Let's say you starting, Jay. Let's say you start. you start and you a star player.
I'm starting. I'm a star player. I'm going to the chip. Go get a chip.
No, you're just going to be. But I don't think it said the championship. I think I misconstrued the question.
No, you said championship.
I think it was just you go to win. Oh, you said win it all, Reed?
Yeah. He said the championship.
You rather stay on a below average team or join your rival to win the title?
I'm gonna join my rival and win the title.
Yeah, I'm winning the title. I'm gonna change my answer.
I'm gonna
flip.
Hey, y'all can hate me later. It's all good. Y'all can hate me when I'm doing this. Yeah, you ain't never gonna see that.
Is that what you would do too when you see your boys? Like, hey.
No, I wouldn't say that. It depends. It depends on how good I am with some of them. Some of them gonna feel it. You know,
go the Shaq route.
You got to give your boys a hard time when you see them.
You gonna go the Shaq route? Kobe, tell me how my booty tastes. Is that what you gonna do, man?
Wow.
Kobe, tell me how my booty tastes.
Don't do that to Kobe.
Shaq is stupid. Officially,
Shaq is stupid.
Shaq is officially one of the funniest people I've ever seen on TV.
Yes.
Very, 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 very well diverse in his portfolio. Does a lot for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And somebody told me the other day, somebody said, hey, man, Shaq need that little bouncy ball on the bottom of the screen when he talks. I don't know what the hell he's saying. They say he need the captions with the bouncy ball on it. And I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. Hey, but before we get out of here, man, Mike, I want to say thank you so much for coming on and chopping it up with us in the chop shop, man, and let all the people know where they can find you, where they can hear your content, man.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. I'm on every Sunday morning, Krewe NFC Round Table. We dive into all things NFC. We do have people that like certain teams, so you're going to get a lot of bickering back and forth, but it's all in good fun. And hope to see you guys there. You guys are welcome anytime. Just let me know when you want to come on.
Man, we appreciate that. And
always
glad when Mike has us on, man. It's a good time, and it's always great when he and I can team up against Eye Candy Andy and the Buff Nerd and talk about the Champa Bay. You know what I'm saying?
No one says that. No one says that.
Yes, a lot of people say it. Just because you haven't won a championship in so long, you don't know what it's like to say the word championship.
You know what I like you said when you say in that statement? Just because you haven't won one in so long. Because we won them. That's all you need to know. There's some people that
we will never forget that you won them because all you guys do is talk about the past.
There's some people.
Those kind of fans
right
are kind of irritating.
There's some people right here that haven't won.
They hold on to the 90s, and we're like in 2022.
It's
like, bro, come on.
People,
like,
they have
come on.
Zero. Like they haven't
show
won
it to
any.
him.
Yeah,
show it to him, Mike. Let him know, Mike.
I didn't want to say who because I'm not that kind of guy.
Right.
But there's some people they haven't won any. But since they went to one. Okay, maybe two. They went to two. Hey. Now all of a sudden, they kings of the world. They sit in the front of the Titanic.
We was kings of the world, but we've been there.
They sit at the front of the Titanic with their arms wide open, with Leonardo DiCaprio holding them.
There's the head right there, buddy. There's the head.
Wheels
y'all ain't been there.
Officially fallen off the bus. Yes, they have. It's all good.
I'm just saying.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in and checking us out. This is the Chop Shop. You can also catch Jay Stoggs and I on Thursday nights, 6 p.m. Central Time on Big Game Sports Buzz. Y'all make sure y'all check out the musicologist A. Reed on Man Cave Express on YouTube. Y'all check out the Krewe NFC Round Table, man. It's good fun, good football talk. And they're definitely gonna keep you entertained, man. Mike and the guys do a really good job. So for Mike, A. Reed, Jay Stoggs, I'm Big Game James. Thank y'all for watching the Chop Shop.